right, everybody, and welcome to the Touch of Gaming podcast, episode number 127. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison, and joining me, Jared Schultz. Jared, we gotta work on moving the camera away from your face. It's like I switch the video and it's like head.
Sorry about that.
I guess I should have looked before. How you doing, man?
Doing really, really well. How about you, Lloyd?
I am doing really good. I'm wearing, if you guys are watching video, here we go. Wearing my Winnipeg Jets jersey. It is the first hockey game of the year tomorrow. I'm going with my son. I told him about I made him read the ticket because he's learning to read in school, and he read the ticket, and he said Saturday, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, you mean tomorrow? And I said, yep. And then he jumped like 4 feet off the ground and wrapped his arms around me and squoze me because he was so excited. So he's been talking about hockey as I don't know, all day, and so have I. So it's been good. It's like as we were saying in the pre-show, it's like Christmas morning. I'm just like so stoked right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. How are either you or him going to sleep tonight?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to see how it goes. I'm getting some feedback again. We gotta figure that out. I don't know what that is with you.
I don't either.
Crazy, you and your PC with its Intel chips. All right, man. Let's get into the show. So, yeah. Actually, do you have anything? We haven't talked for a while. How have you been?
Yeah, we talked last week, but no, it's been good. I apologize for being 1 day late.
That's okay.
Had a little work trip pop up out of nowhere, and
that's okay.
Ended up in Arizona for 36 hours.
Nice. I like Arizona.
Yeah, it was nice and warm. Currently, they've had a really cold snap this week, but when I got there, it was fine.
Yeah,
so
cold.
That was good.
Yeah, want to talk about cold? We've had minus 40 wind chill up here in Winnipeg. So if you want to hear cold, I have many stories to tell you about cold this week.
Is that minus 40 C or minus 40 F?
Minus 40 is the magical temperature, when minus 40 is the same in both. That's when the temperatures are the same at minus 40. So we're in parity when you get down to minus 40, and it's
you, Lloyd, cold. Teaching me things.
I know. Look at me, all learning you.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I did live in Italy for a few years, so I think in C as well, but never knew where they equal. I never had to know that. So nice. I guess in Italy I never got down that low, so I didn't really care.
You're too busy drinking wine and eating like good mozzarella cheese and olives.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. Well, what do you say we get into the show, man?
Sounds fantastic.
What have you been playing lately, Jared?
Well, I've been playing this little game. So I started playing Blockheads because you were just going on and on about it. And
I may have said something about Blockheads a couple times.
Yeah, but I totally wasn't getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I played Growtopia, which you get into a little faster, but I lost interest much faster too.
Right.
And so Growtopia is like the same type of like world, except everything grows. So you grow you get like a sign tree and a disco ball tree, and everything goes on trees. And there's a very, very simple crafting system, which is basically just combining two seeds. You put one seed and then you put another on top of it, and then hopefully it comes out with a better seed. And so I have my little world. It's Quacko, in case you're looking for it, but I kind of lost interest in it, even though I did spend $1 on it to kind of see some of the other stuff you could do. I wasn't quite sure what to do. Like, I got kind of bored.
Right.
So then I decided to go back and try Blockheads again, and I liked it a lot more. And I don't know, maybe like Growtopia like put me in the mood for it, and Growtopia is like simple enough to grab me type thing. And then it worked for me on Blockheads. So that's those two have been doing a little bit, but Blockheads is really good. It's a 2D Minecraft. You're going to be talking a lot more about it, so I probably won't go too much into it.
Awesome.
But I have my second little blockhead running around, and I'm not very far. like really not that far, but I can totally see it as the type of game that I'll pick up and play every once in a while for a few minutes. And Yeah, has a little bit of The Sims in it. And then I've been playing this game called Pixel Defenders Puzzle. So this game,
Hmm.
it's. Did you play Triple Town? I don't remember.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan, but I did play Triple Town.
So you might actually like this because it takes the Triple Town concept, and instead of like building up a town, you're now building up like attacking guys, and you then are getting invaded at the top of the screen, and you have to have strong enough attacking guys. Like you put three greens together and you get a little guy, and then you put three of those little guys together and you get a better guy, and etc. and so on. But you kind of have to balance it because you don't want to attack too much, because if you attack and use all of your action points by, say, like your assassin,
Right.
then he turns into an obstacle. And the only way you can get rid of the obstacle is by matching three of the same obstacles. So, but it, has kind of a cool system that you're actually, attacking guys that come. And then it that has a whole bunch of different levels, but it's only like 40. However, the levels take a little bit of time because, you're starting off with just pixels, and usually you have to get up to like the second or third level before it is worth actually attacking with.
Wow. It looks interesting. Obviously, I like the kind of retro, blocky, pixel art kind of stuff. Do you think I'd like it? Should I be picking it up?
Maybe. I don't know. You were saying that you didn't really like Triple Town.
I mean, I got tired of the kind of the begging for money kind of aspect of it. It's like you could do better if you just give us some money, and then you can do all this stuff for free.
Yeah, there's 36 levels, so it's kind of short, but the levels do take kind of a while, and they are challenging. So, I mean, it's a good all around. I do like it. I would say that, yeah, you would probably like it. It might be worth you picking up. I'll probably do a full review on it next week. That hopefully. But I do, Coupon in the chat says that he likes, or that they like Pixel Defender Puzzle better than Triple Town. I 100% agree. I think Pixel Defender's Puzzle is much more entertaining than Triple Town, a little less casual, and it feels like it's more than just a high score game. You're actually trying to attack stuff. So
cool. Can I stop you for 1 second before you go into your last one? Just wanted to give a huge shout out to all the people that are watching live right now at the U of M Res Game Night. We got about 80 people crowded around a huge screen watching us while we do the show. So we have Touch Gaming right now, and then we have the bonus stage coming up, which is I do a 2-hour gaming news show every Friday night at 10 p.m. So that'll be coming up right after this one. So hey, everybody at U of M Res Night, say hi to Montana for me, and yeah, enjoy.
Oh man, now I'm going to be like nervous. Like,
I mean, there's one person watching, Jared. So don't
just
don't
one.
worry.
Okay,
Just one.
okay, I feel better. And then the last one that I'm going to actually talk about here. I've been playing a ton more because we actually haven't talked about what we've been playing for a long time. But the other one that's been just sucking my time is Dungelot. That is DUNG, like dung, and then ELOT. So it's kind of difficult or weird to spell.
Right.
However, this game is so good. So it's essentially it's kind of like a easy casual roguelike. And I know that sounds like it technically should be
That's an oxymoron.
Contradictory.
That is an oxymoron. You cannot have a casual roguelike.
Yes, but this one accomplishes it.
Okay.
So basically what happens is you go in, and each time you pick up a character, and you keep going down as far as you can with that character by tapping on the individual squares of the map. And on each level, you have to find a key in order to go down to the next level. If you do die, you die forever, but you can then use the rogue unlike. I like that out of the sometimes the chat room, man. So it says you keep going, you find the key that allows you to go deeper, and then you find a bunch of chests that will allow you to use magic and things like that. Well, then you get to actually keep your money, and you can invest it in your guy so that you can start off with higher stats. Like maybe you'll start off with 2 attack rather than just 1 attack, and you can keep going deeper. And then what makes it even more exciting is you can, once you get down to level, I think it's 15, you unlock a new character, and then once you get down to 25, starting over, you can get, I think it's like a vampire, and then it's like a dwarf brewer guy, like that makes beer, and it's really, really cool. I really, really dig this game. Dungeon a lot. When I saw it, it went down to like 99 cents for like a day, and you should have picked it up, but you didn't know about it, so now you do. So if you see it go down to 99 cents, it's $1.99. Still probably worth it. I'm really enjoying this game, and I don't know if you've seen in the forums, like there's actually been quite a few posts about this one game.
Yeah, people have been really loving it, and I've been close to picking it up. I guess that's something I should do. Seems like everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, so that one, if you get it, you're going to find yourself just randomly playing for a few minutes. It's that type of a game.
Right.
You'll be like, I'll give it another try, and you'll go earn a couple hundred gold so that you can upgrade your character and get a little further.
Right.
But yeah, it's one that you should at least watch, and if you see it go down to 99 cents or something, snag it. And maybe even at $1.99, I'd recommend it.
Nice. Cool.
So what have you been playing, Lloyd?
Oh, what have I been playing? Lots. First, to everybody that's watching the live stream, unfortunately, we had to cut Jared's video because we're having some issues. So if you're wondering why Jared is just this little tiny icon in the middle of the screen, well, that's the reason why. So apologies for that. Hopefully we'll get that fixed for next episode. I've been playing a fair bit. I'm like really, really addicted to this game, the Blockheads. And I've been playing a lot of the Blockheads. In fact, I'm going to be reviewing it in this episode. If you like Minecraft and you like playing kind of 2D kind of exploration games, the Blockheads is kind of the game for you. But we'll get to that when I do my review at the end of the episode. I've also been playing another game called Ravensword 2, which I also will be reviewing. But I've been playing some games that I'm not going to review. One of them, actually, that's kind of a lie. I have not been playing games that I won't review because I'm going to kind of do a mini review of the next game right now. This is going to be fun, Jared. I want to talk about a little game called Final Fantasy All the Bravest. It just launched on the App Store.
Oh, Lloyd, I am so excited for this game. Did you see you can put like Cloud and Terra and like all your favorite Final Fantasy players together?
They're all together in one game, in air quotes. Yeah, so this one hit the App Store. It's $4, so it was cheap, and I was used to Squeenix trying to, I don't know, take $50 out of my wallet. And I was like, there's no way this game could be good and be $4. But I bought it as soon as it hit the App Store, hoping that it would be good. And boy, was I in for a surprise, Jared. So basically what this game is you can see it's kind of retro, kind of 2D. Well, I guess you can see if you're on the live stream. If you're listening to the podcast in audio form, just picture a Final Fantasy 1 style graphics. That's kind of what this game is like. And it has characters from all the Final Fantasies, and they're all redone in kind of a retro kind of 8-bit kind of look, which is really cool. The game itself, again, game in air quotes, really isn't a game. Here, let me see if I can bring up some of the stuff. It's more of a movie that kind of just plays out in a really, really bad way. So here, I'll bring that up right away and flip it on the video. Basically, the game is basically you just waggling your finger on the screen, and your guys automatically attack. And then when they get hit by the enemy, so this guy here hits one of your guys, that guy disappears, and he's gone, and he's dead with one hit. Doesn't matter what level you are, he's gone. And then you keep attacking by wagging your finger all over the screen, getting nice grease smudges all over your screen. That is the gameplay here. It's just randomly moving your finger all over, touching all the guys. And if you do that fast enough, your guys might attack enough to beat the enemy. If so, you go on to the next level and all your guys get resurrected and they're all at full health. If you don't, and all your guys die, you wait for time to pass, because this game is all about waiting 3 minutes for every one of your characters to resurrect. So I can do it here. So you wait for all your characters to resurrect, and then you do it again. So I have a stupid boss that's talking to me right now, so I gotta wait a second. So yeah, you just move your fingers on the screen. Oh, look at me! Look at how much fun I'm having. I'm moving my hand. Look, woo! This is great. This is great. I'm working up a sweat. This is so much fun, and that's all the game is. It's not really a game. It's a movie. I think like slot machines are more a game than what this game is supposed to be. The game itself is $4, as I said, but it's not $4, because if you want to have enemies that can do, or if you want to have characters rather that can do enough damage to the enemies, you kind of need premium characters, and there's 35 of them. You'd think that there would be a way to unlock them, wouldn't you, Jared?
Yeah, can't you just, play through it and do really well and unlock them?
Yeah, you would think so, but no. You buy them for $1 a piece. So if you want all the characters, by the way, there's achievements for getting all the characters. So if you want all the achievements, you have to spend $35 to buy all 35 premium characters. And if that's not enough, if you've not had enough gameplay out of your $4, you can buy 3 other worlds for $4 a piece. So you're basically spending $46 on in-app purchases for this $4 game. So it's a $50 game that isn't a game. It's the animation just happens. You touch the screen, your guy attacks. You wait for his meter to fill up. You touch him again, and he attacks. But you can't even be selective. Like, there's no strategy in it. You can't just say, okay, I want to attack with my Chocobo, and then I want to attack with Terra. Because if you don't attack with all your guys as much as possible, when the enemy attacks, if they're sitting there on the screen, they're like liable to get damaged and then die. And so right now I have 34 characters because I've been playing a lot, because I wanted to play the hell out of it just so I could really feel good about my bad mouthing of it on the podcast. But if you get to the end and all your enemies die, the screen just turns kind of black, and it has this little sort of hourglass thing right at the top of the screen. And those are premium items that are you buy them. So if they're golden hourglass is what they're called, and you get 3 of them when you first buy the game, and one of them gets used during the tutorial, so you get 2 of them for free. They will instantly resurrect all of your characters, which is great, except you buy 3 of them for 99 cents. So you could either wait, so 3 minutes a character times 20 characters, so you're waiting an hour for your characters to all resurrect so that you can start attacking again. I have 34 characters right now, so it's more than an hour for all my guys to resurrect. I could wait, or I could spend real money to then have fun with this game, which isn't a game.
Wait, is fun in air quotes as well?
Yeah, fun is in air quotes as well. I can't wait to delete this. To kind of just see how much different some of the stuff in the game is. I decided to spend $5 on in-app purchases, so you didn't have to, and I bought 5 premium characters, and they do crazy damage.
Can't you pick which characters you get so you can at least get your favorite ones?
No, they're random. They're absolutely 100% random. So my random characters that I got a couple good characters actually. So I got Kane from Final Fantasy IV, which I love Kane, the little dragoon who likes to jump and stab people, which I really like him. I got Iridia as well from Final Fantasy IV. Then I got Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, and then I got a Chocobo from Final Fantasy V. And then I got Balthier from Final Fantasy XII. So just random characters. They do crazy amount of damage, which is kind of fun. But so if you really want to do well with this game, you have to either wait an enormous amount of time between you wiping, or you spend real money to get characters that do real damage. At the end of the day, it's not even fun. It's retro and cool. Like, I love Final Fantasy. I love the world. I love old Final Fantasy games. So I love the idea of playing a game set in that world. But it's not a game, dude.
Yeah, I've actually knew all the answers to all my questions here, but I knew, I've just been reading, and I've just been amazed at how the
Horrible.
vitriol that's been released upon Square Enix for this one, like it's almost like they finally pushed it too far.
Yeah. All the games on iOS have been too expensive, but they're at least real games. Like I bought Final Fantasy IV because that's one of my favorite Final Fantasies, and I bought it for the $14 or whatever it was. I own it on the 3DS, but I wanted to have a version on my iPad to play. This game just doesn't even make sense. Like I don't know why it's there, other than they want people that love Final Fantasy to drop $50, and they'll have probably 100,000 people that will do it because it's been released worldwide. So you look at the leaderboards, and there's a lot of people from Japan who got this game, I think maybe a week early or maybe just a day early, and they've already maxed everything. So they have the maximum amount of gil, so they've played the game so much that they've maxed all the gil, which does nothing, by the way. You can't buy anything with the money that you're making. It's just, I guess, a score that carries, so you can see how much better you are than someone else. They have all the characters, all the achievements, and it's like, holy crap, there are so many sheeple that are spending stupid amounts of money just because it's a Square Enix game, even though it's not a game. It's not even fun. But I guess to each their own. Maybe this is fun to people, because some people like watching slots, and they'll put their money in and they'll watch the reels go, and they have fun with that. Not the gambling, just watching the reels go. That's like amusing to them. So I guess this kind of appeals to people that like that type of stuff, maybe. But it's not a game, and it's expensive, and you can't even get all the achievements without spending $35. Actually, probably even more, because you probably need the other worlds as well. So you have to spend like $50 to be able to get all the achievements. So if you're someone that likes to collect achievements, you're spending big money at the chance to get all the achievements. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and Square Enix should be ashamed of themselves. Like it's horrible. It is horrible, horrible, horrible.
And watch next week for, when Square Enix releases, hi, we are going to take all the money in your wallet and put Final Fantasy in the name just so you'll actually buy it. Yeah.
And you know how iTunes has a list of the top in-app purchases? Their top in-app purchases is first premium character, second premium character, third premium character, fourth premium character, fifth premium character, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth premium character are the first 9. So there's at least 9 people that bought 9 premium characters for them to show up like that in the top 10 list. And then it's 3 golden hourglasses. So when I look at that, it's like, okay, there's probably a good percentage of people that spend at least $10 in in-app purchases on this game. You can't see numbers, obviously, but it's like, okay, well, a lot of people did it because you'd think the gold hourglasses would be one of the first, because it's a consumable, that there'd be a lot of people just buying it. But I guess there's a lot of people buying the in-app characters as well, the premium characters. I don't know. I thought I was already disappointed with Square Enix before, and I am even more disappointed with them that they would put something like this out and try to just steal money from the people that love their games. Like, honestly, like, they should be ashamed of themselves. That it's just horrible, horrible, horrible.
So I think what we're saying is it's a 5 out of 5 game from Lloyd.
Yeah.
A strong early contender for Game of the Year for Lloyd.
It's actually, I'm not going to play any more games this year. It's 1. And that's it. I'm going to retire till the end of the year, and this will be my Game of the Year.
So you, on a 1 out of 5, since you did a mini review, are you going to give it to it? Any points? Are you giving it a 1?
I have to, because we go 1 to 5. We only do solid stars, right? So maybe I just won't put the review out, and then I don't have to give it anything. How does that sound?
It gets a 0. So
it gets a 0.
And the way you're going to recognize that is by not even including it in the show notes, because you don't even want anyone to go through our show notes.
I don't want someone to accidentally buy it because it was in the show notes, so I won't even talk about it. It's kind of where I am with this. It's horrible. It is the worst thing I've ever played on the App Store, including like those fake Mario and like Pokemon games. This is worse than that. All right, that's enough of that. Let's get into the rest of the show. Let's talk about some notable releases. Really, only one that I really want to mention, because I've already talked enough about Final Fantasy All the Bravest, which is crap. Is Temple Run 2 was released on the App Store, which is interesting because there was no rumors at all of this game coming out. It just kind of hit the App Store, and obviously has been going or doing really well for Amanji, because it's at the top of like top 10 lists and all that stuff. So yeah, they got another runaway hit, and I'm sure they're going to make like $1 million off of it again. Like it's selling really, really well. It is free with in-app purchases. One thing I don't like about it is is their coin doubler item. Instead of being $2, I think it was $2 in the last game, it's $5 in this game, which seems, I don't know, it seems kind of wrong to me, but that's me. But other than that, if you like Temple Run, it's more Temple Run goodness. I know my wife's actually upstairs right now playing it, so they got someone playing it right now for sure, and I'm sure they have hundreds of thousands of people playing it. I think they said something where it took 4 hours for them to be the #1 game in America or something, like on the top 10 list. It was just like a stupid amount of people buying it all at the exact same time. It was crazy.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. It seems like the gameplay is not a ton different,
yeah,
but you know,
I played it a little bit, and you're still running away from a monkey, except it's one giant monkey now instead of a bunch of little ones. So that's different. There's sections where you're sliding across a rope, and then you can kind of lean on the rope as you're going down. Once you get past a certain point, you go into a minecart. So you're going through riding a minecart and changing paths and things like that. So they've done some stuff to change it up, but I'm kind of done with the auto runner like that, like the forward kind of. That like the Temple Run game, I don't find it enjoyable anymore. There's enough of them that kind of hit the App Store, but I know there's a lot of people that love it, so I definitely wanted to mention it here since I probably won't be doing a review of it.
Yep, sounds good.
All
so
right.
Moving on to the news.
Yeah, let's talk about a really awesome game. So the whole school shooting and NRA saying stuff about gun ownership and how video games are to blame for gun violence in the U.S. Well,
yeah, no, it would be the most hypocritical thing that they could possibly do.
I don't know, something stupid like release their own game or something like that.
Yeah, all about shooting stuff.
Yeah. Well, they did just that. They released a game called NRA Practice Range. You can't make this stuff up, guys. It's right there. Like not even a month after it happened. Yeah. Anyway, they released it. I think it's $1 or something. I'm not even going to link to it in the show notes because it's just stupid. But the best part about this is when the game hit the App Store, it's age. So they're they have ESRB rating type things. It's not ESRB, but it's a rating for the game. It was rated at ages 4 and above. So yeah, 4 and above. There you go. You can, if you're 4, you're good enough, according to the NRA, to shoot high-powered rifles at other things. So, there you go.
The app, if you look at it, it is a little bit like about safe gun things, but it just really looks really bad when they just went off forever about how video games were making kids more violent, and then all of a sudden they release a video game. So apparently other people's video games make it, them more violent, as only if it's not giving them money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we just had to throw a couple qualifiers on there that they didn't realize. So
yeah, it's weird. The listing on iTunes has since been changed, and it's rated at 12+ or something like that now. But yeah, this just like really, you had all these press conferences blaming video games, blaming the evils of Mortal Kombat, and all the other games from like 15 years ago that you still have in your slide deck for some stupid reason, and then you come out with a game on iOS all about shooting guns. So there you go. That's the gun range. Have fun with it. Let's move on.
So Lloyd, do you know what happened last week?
What happened last week? The
CES.
Oh, I was going to say the NHL lockout was officially over, and the Jets have their first game tomorrow. So yeah, that kind of happened. But that's not what you're going. You weren't going there.
No. So CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, is something that they have once a year.
Yeah.
There's a little announcement which we kind of weren't expecting, because it's not usually a show where people announce video games.
Mm-hmm.
But they announced Dead Trigger 2. And
Dead Trigger was a really great kind of almost looked like a Gears of War quality, so like Gears of War 1 or 2 on the App Store, which is pretty amazing. And they released some screenshots of Dead Trigger 2, and it looks stupid. Like, it looks really, really good. It's going to be coming to the iOS App Store, of course, but they have a big Android following as well. So they're going to be coming out on all the Android tablets as well, especially some of the new Android tablets with the like crazy NVIDIA chips that were announced at CS as well. There's been no release date, but yeah, it looks like I don't know, like more and more console quality graphics will be coming to the App Store. It just looks amazing. Like there's some of the screenshots if you're watching on the video feed, and it just looks amazing. So that was great. Also at CES there was a bunch of game consoles announced, a bunch of like Android powered and Windows 8 powered. So looks like there's going to be a huge focus on mobile over the next little while, which is obvious to us because we've been doing the show for like 3 years. But apparently everybody else is catching up as well. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot more news as far as Android and mobile and even iOS in the near future, because there's a lot of really interesting things that were announced at CES.
Yep.
All right, man, moving on. Do you remember the great game that came out on the Super Nintendo and Genesis called Shaq Fu? Remember that awesome game? Isn't like Shaquille O'Neal the best game character that has ever been invented? He's actually real too, so I don't know how you invent him, but he was invented. Anyway, he's Shaq is in his own game. There's a game for iOS and Android called Shaq Down, and yeah, he's in a game again. I didn't think I'd ever see the day. Yay!
In the not so distant future,
here's the trailer is running right now, and it's crazy. It's like basically it's Shaq in a post-apocalyptic world with dinosaurs, and all he has is he has like a basketball and he throws it at people. So Jared, what do you think? Is that a game you're going to be interested in?
No.
It didn't even pretend, man. You just said no right away.
No, man, I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, it looks pretty horrible. It's I think it's $2 on the App Store. I think it's down to 99 cents right now. So I don't know if it didn't sell well at $2 or whatever. But if you want to play a comically bad game, you might want to check it out. I kind of like it because I mean Shaq Fu was terrible, but yeah, if you want to play Shaquille O'Neal on the App Store, you got your chance.
Right. Gun to your head. Are you gonna play Shaq Down or All the Bravest?
I'm gonna play neither. I'm gonna break my iPad on a concrete wall or something. That'll be what I do instead. That would be more fun. Shit, glass shards embedding in my hand, and I will enjoy that more. All right, let's talk more about enjoyment. Let's talk about Angry Birds. Angry Birds Space. Kind of been neglected a little bit ever since Angry Birds Star Wars came out. Well, Rovio came out with a new level pack. They're calling it Angry Birds Splash Galaxy. It's a new galaxy, I guess, inside of Angry Birds Space, and it is 30 space and water themed levels. So you have the normal Angry Birds Space thing where you have a planet and gravity, of course, but some of these planets are actually surrounded by bubbles of water, which change a lot of stuff as far as the physics go. And you get piggies that are floating in bubbles inside the water, and you could pop them and then they drown, and the funny like dying piggy stuff happens, which everybody loves. But yeah, it's more Angry Birds stuff. I don't know. Has it run your course for you, Jared? Are you still a fan?
You know, I was totally burned out on it, but I went and picked it up over the holidays, and I actually got back into some of those. And
that's good. Star Wars is just fantastic. It's so much fun. So
I actually still haven't picked up Star Wars. I told myself I had to beat like 2 of them before I bought another one, and I've only beat Rio. So
there's no beating them. They keep coming up with level packs. It's like impossible to beat them all. Or they come up with a power up that changes the way that the scoring happens, and then you can go and rebeat all the old levels and get higher points. And yeah, it'll never end. It's a forever thing.
Yeah, but they broke it a little bit with the superpowers, and I don't know.
Yeah,
it just. I did enjoy it for a little bit, and I still think it's a fun one to every once in a while break it out and play a couple of rounds. But cool. So anyway, just wanted to make mention of it because I know a lot of people they'll play the game for a bit and delete it off their device for make room for bigger and better games that are coming out. But if you're still a huge fan of Space, you can check it out. 3 new levels available for free. You just have to do the app update. All right, man.
That's about it for news. Let's get into reviews. So, do you want me to start, or you want to go first? I'll let you call it today, Jared.
So, can I just comment on something real quick?
Sure, of course.
Yeah, all the bravest Final Fantasy review just went up at ToG, and they just came up with a fantastic line. And they said, "I think you just limit broke my credit card."
That's comical.
Yeah, sorry, I had to share that.
I saw actually a lot of reviews, and they're usually getting 1 out of 5. So yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
And are they actually the App Store like reviews? Are they really bad or?
Yeah. Well, for some reason it has like a 4. I think when I was looking online, which I don't get at all. So I know there's a bunch of 1-star reviews, but I guess there's a lot of people that just love everything Final Fantasy, and they're rating it 5 out of 5.
And we're probably still giving them too much attention. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I got us distracted. So I will go first.
All right, go for it, man.
So I'm going to first review a little game called Pudding Monsters. So Pudding Monsters, the reason it's of note is because it is released by the same people that made Cut the Rope. Cut the Rope, probably one of the big smash breakout hits that came from nowhere, probably a little bit after Angry Birds, but really, really good. And Pudding Monsters is their follow-up to it because they've already come out with 2 of them, and they thought that maybe they'd try and do something else. So the interesting thing here is that they are using the English form of pudding, just so you don't get confused, which over here, at least in the United States, we would refer to as something more like Jell-O. So it's like there's little cubes of jello-y slime with an eye on them, and what you're doing is you're sliding them into each other, and if they hit another one, then they'll stop, and then later you get stronger powers that maybe they'll leave a slime trail so that when you send another one that way, it'll stop. And what you're trying to do is they have the same kind of cutesy cartoon like they did at the start of they have the start. You remember that really cute cartoon at the start of Cut the Rope? They have the same thing where they're like teaming up in the refrigerator to beat the humans that are going to eat them. So it's really cutesy, but it just doesn't feel quite as inventive, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to connect as many of them as you have on the screen into one giant monster, and you lose either by not being able to connect them or maybe pushing one of them off the screen. That type of thing will make you lose. And then in addition, the way that they do the 1, 2, 3-star system is they have stars on the board, and you have to make it so that your guys end on those stars, which is kind of a cool way to do it, that you have to get them to the right spot. And it's cool because each one of them has a 1, 2, a 0, 1, 2, and 3-star answer. And then if you get 0, so if you really are a completionist, then you go get 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I guess you get like a crown thing. So you actually, it's a challenge to get the 1, and I actually had a harder time getting like the 2 stars on a lot of them than the 3 stars. So it's kind of interesting way to work it, and I really did. It was a little easy. I was able to beat it in about 2 hours, and I don't think there were. I ended up just going through and getting 3 stars on all of them, rather than trying to get the crowns on all of them and figure out how to get 2 stars, etc. Because that was all I really wanted out of it, and I just found it a little bit easier than Cut the Rope. And they did have they were continuously introducing new elements, which is fun, but it's just, in my opinion, it's just not quite as good. It's good, but it's not one I don't think that they're going to have a breakout smash success with. So, and to be honest, for me, I would say that it feels like it's aimed at a little bit younger audience. So maybe this one is a good one if you have like a 7 or an 8-year-old. This type of thing, trying to put them together might be more interesting for them. Yeah. So overall, I've been kind of debating this. I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. So say, it's a good game, but proceed with caution. Like I said, maybe a little bit younger audience. But for for me, it just wasn't quite hitting it. And that is Pudding Monsters, Zepto Labs, 99 cents on the App Store.
Nice. Awesome. Well, let's get into my review. How about I do Blockheads first? That'll be fun. So let's talk about the Blockheads. It's a free app on the App Store with in-app purchases. And Blockheads, the easiest way to describe it was how it was described to me when I was kind of a doubter about it before the game launched. Another developer, iOS developer that I chat with every once in a while on Twitter, basically described it as Minecraft meets. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it loaded on my iPad. It's Minecraft meets The Sims meets I Dig It, which was a really awesome iOS title. So immediately that piqued my interest. So I downloaded it right when it came out. It was a free download, so there was no reason for me not to do it. And I dove into it. So this is Blockheads. This is my little tower. If you're watching on the video, this is my little tower that I built. So you can have things like beds to sleep in and little chests to put stuff, and you can put like I have all my gems and things in my chest and things like that. So it's kind of Minecrafty in that way. The game itself deals with Minecraft crafting. So if you've played Minecraft, you know that you need to know the recipes. So you know that you need a couple sticks and some rock to make some tools, and you have to put them in a certain way, a certain order, and they make the tools. This game does away with all that. Instead, they have a whole bunch of different like work tables, basically. So you get a tool work table or a wooden work table or one for smelting or a kiln, and then you basically just have to tap on it and it gives you a recipe, and it tells you if you need if you want to make a stone axe or a stone pick, you just need a stick and a piece of stone, and then you just tap it and it gets made, and that's about it. So that was really nice. Not having to memorize all these recipes was kind of cool. The other thing that it does really cool is, since it's a 2D Minecraft or 2D Minecraft clone where you still have to dig, so you dig down. The game world itself is pretty huge. It's 15,000 blocks from one side to the other, so you can walk all the way across, like around the globe. But it's 15,000 blocks, and it's kind of neat. It has a North Pole, a South Pole, and 2 equators. And when you pass them, there's like a little, I guess, a little statue of some sort. It's more like a pole, I guess, with a different design on it, just to kind of signify that, hey, you're at this part of the world. And after you pass it, you get an achievement, which was kind of cool. But there's like full weather systems and all that stuff in it. You can also go 500 blocks down, which takes you to the molten core of the earth, or 500 blocks up, which takes you to space. So it's a pretty big world, and there's lots of different things you can find, a whole bunch of different types of stone and different blocks of different different elements and things like that. There's ice and all that fun stuff. The thing that really sets it apart from other 2D Minecraft clones that I've played is the fact that there's like a queuing system. So you can dig a block just by tapping it, and if you have a pick equipped and you tap a block of stone, you'll just go over and you'll start digging away at that stone, which, I mean, makes sense. If you played Minecraft, that's what you do. But you can actually tap like as many blocks as you want, and in sequence, your guy will just run over to that block and tap it, and then go to the next one and dig it out, and then go to the next one and dig it out. And you can basically set up a whole series of things for your guy to do, which is great, because you can have multiple guys in this game, which is kind of new. So using the premium currency in this game, which is crystals, which isn't necessarily only premium because you can find crystals underground, so you don't even need to spend any money, which is good. You can basically buy up to 3 people. You can have up to 3 people in your world. So you can have one person smelting, the other person underground digging out some metals, the other person maybe chopping down some trees, which made it a lot of fun. The one kind of criticism I have of this game is the fact that everything is timer based. So when you're making anything, there's a little timer that kind of goes, and there's no way to stop it. So if you're trying to smelt, say, 30 gold ore to make a bunch of gold blocks or gold ingots, there's no way that you can just like turn your iPad off and come back in an hour and all that smelting is done. If the game is active, those bars are counting down. If the game is not active, the bars don't move. You can, of course, speed it up by spending the in-app, the premium currency that you can buy through in-app purchases or buy. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a small detraction. At first, I thought it was going to be like just a huge, horrible thing about the game. But once you get so far in the game and you can make elemental picks, so you can make picks out of the different gems that you find, and they get bonuses. So if you get the first one, I think is like Sapphire, it does 2x of a. So if you dig out a block that has like a stone or something, or a metal of some sort in it, you get 2 times. It goes all the way up to 6 times when you make a diamond pick. So when you get to the bottom of the world and you're digging around and you have a diamond pick and you find one of the in-app currency blocks and you hit it, you actually get 18 of the in-app currency instead of 3 that you would normally get with a normal pick. So what I'll do is I'll save all those blocks, and when I need it, I'll take a diamond pick down, go find them all where I've kind of memorized where they are, and just kind of like dig them all out. And in like 5 minutes, I'll have 100 or 200 of the crystals that I can then use to speed up other tasks and things like that. What else? There's animals in the game. You can ride a donkey. You can kill animals to harvest like feathers and things like that. And this is the first release, and it's amazingly feature complete for the first release. It's free. There's in-app purchases, of course, for the premium currency, like I said. And you can also buy a device that will speed up time by 2 times. So everything that you're making basically goes by in half the amount of time. And that's, I believe, $3. So I bought that. And I've just been enjoying it. The game itself, I've gotten all the achievements, so I've kind of beaten it right now. And I talked to the dev, and he's like, "Yeah, coming out with some more updates." So hopefully, this is a game that will be updated and supported a lot. Just had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, I know there's a lot of people that are huge fans of Minecraft, so I wanted to mention it. It's free, so there's no reason not to get it. Download it, check it out, and see what you like about it. The other cool thing about this is there's Game Center multiplayer. So if you want to invite people to your game, you can do that. I think they can steal all your stuff, so might not be a good thing to do. But if you have some friends, you might want to do that and play around with it. And yeah, so that's.
Can I come over to your place, Lloyd?
No, I don't trust you, Jared. You have shifty tendencies about you, Jared. So anyway, that's the Blockheads. It's free, as I said, and it gets a 5 out of 5 by me. It's an awesome app. I love it, and it's a game that'll probably be on my iPad for quite some time because it's a little bit more approachable on the portable devices than, say, the Minecraft mobile, which is still kind of a 3D Minecraft game. It's kind of tough to get into, and yeah. So anyway, the Blockheads, free, 5 out of 5. Go check it out.
Yeah, they did a really good job simplifying it for the platform.
Totally.
So
it just makes sense.
I think the thing that makes the timers not so bad is the queuing system, like you were saying. The queuing system's so good. Mm-hmm. So. Yep. All right. Well, my second review for the night is Middle Manager of Justice. I know it sounds like a great game. It's by the Double Fine people. They are the ones that did Psychonauts. They did Costume Quest. Lots of other things. So they're pretty well known. This is their first big trial on the iOS platform or on a mobile platform. And it accidentally came out in September, and I picked it up because it was a freemium game, and I was like, hey, this is great. And I bought the coin doubler in it. And then it was pulled off the App Store like 5 hours later. And I was kind of sad because I thought it was a pretty good game. And what you're basically doing is you're like a normal person, and you're running this essentially a branch of the Justice Division, and you have a different set of heroes that you slowly hire. I had a mummy and like a robot and that type of thing, and you send them out and you send them after thugs, and as you can have 2 options whenever you send them after thugs. You can either watch them and use all their special moves, or you can not watch them and not use their special moves and just wait the time for them to come back while you take care of your little place. In addition, you have your little headquarters. You can slowly upgrade it so you get beds, and slowly you get better beds and more beds so that you can support more heroes. And then you get like a training room and a relaxing room so they can do all the things that heroes need to do when they're not fighting crime. And the interesting thing about this game is, in some ways, I almost liked it on its pre-release version more. When it came out on the full release version, I didn't quite like it as much. And then it felt a little bit repetitive to the point that for some reason, which this usually doesn't happen, the more I played it, the less I liked it. So had you asked me in the first day, I would have been like, oh, this is a definite 5 out of 5. And then I was like, no, it's not that type, not quite that good. Maybe like a 4 out of 5. And now I'm even debating giving it a 3 out of 5 because it's funny. There's a lot of good humor in it. There's lots of good lines about them going to fight. But it's just not quite what I was hoping for.
Right.
It has the same thing like Blockheads, where if you have a timer and you log out of the game, time does not pass in the game. It's kind of annoying that way. Yeah.
All right.
So it's just kind of frustrating because timer doesn't pass. You're just, I don't know, just not a huge fan of it. And I guess I'll give it a 4 out of 5, but it's kind of a reluctant 4 out of 5.
Right.
Maybe something that you can get the free version and go ahead and give it a shot. So
cool.
Yep.
Middle Manager Justice.
Double Fine.
By Double Fine, which
It's
is
free.
Yeah, free. Check it out. But don't expect too much. Although a 4 out of 5 is a pretty good score.
Yeah, and it is pretty funny, so it's worth that.
Awesome. All right, moving on. Let's get into my second and final review of the night. And that is for a game called Ravensword Shadowlands. The game is published by Crescent Moon and also developed by Crescent Moon Software. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game other than it's awesome. This game came out right before the holiday break on the App Store, and it came out at $7, so $6.99. And basically, Ravensword, it's a sequel to Ravensword Shadowlands is a sequel to the first Ravensword game. And basically, what it is it's meant to be like a Morrowind or an Oblivion or a Skyrim on your iPad. So it's a full 3D world that you can run around in. You can attack people. You can cast magic and things like that. But Ravensword Shadowlands is even better than the first one. They've taken the graphic engine and they've amped it up like crazy. The world is huge and expansive. The first one, if you remember, it was more like playing original EverQuest than it was playing a modern game. Not that EverQuest was bad. It looked kind of blocky and polygony. And this game looks obviously not as good as a Skyrim, but it looks as good as like Morrowind or Oblivion looked on the platforms. The environments aren't as big, but it's quick to get from one part of the world to the other. So basically, the game revolves around you having to basically kill a big demon, and then you basically get killed, and you wake up, everybody else gets killed. You don't get killed. You basically you find that you're the only one that survived this battle, and you can't figure out why. And then through the play of the game, you find out kind of the backstory of it. So the game basically has you going from city to city and area to area. There's fetch quests. There's other sorts of quests like go kill a boss, then go back, things like that. So there's a questing system put into the game. There's also a full equipment system, so you can buy swords and armor and bows and arrows and things like that. So it's pretty similar things, but the actual engine for battle and all that stuff is really well done. I really kind of enjoyed it. So basically what I did is this was the first game that I beat over the holidays. I had kind of an agreement with myself where I was going to beat as many games as I possibly could over the holidays, and I beat quite a few. And this is the first one, and I was actually kind of surprised how long this game took to get through. So all of the gameplay, all of the main quests, all of the side quests, all of the leveling that I did, I basically beat it, and it took about 8.5 to 9 hours. It's quite meaty for $7. Definitely worth the money. I did run into some bugs. The worst bug being the end boss was unable to be defeated, he would come at me. He kind of floats, and I would hit him, and then he'd fly up into the sky and then disappear. And then I'd have to reload a save, and I had to play him, I think 4 times before he finally stood on the ground long enough for me to defeat. So, yeah, that's one thing to warn you about in this game is that there are some bugs. Crescent Moon has actually been really good about fixing a lot of the bugs. So a lot of the ones that were in the release right before the holidays were basically patched right after the holidays. So the game's a lot more stable. And they've been developing a lot of add-on content, and they've been promising that will be coming out over the next month or 2. So yeah, if you're looking for an expansive third-person action RPG adventure, Ravensword Shadowlands gets a 5 out of 5 by me. It's probably the best RPG I've played on the iOS platform. Whether it's a 2D or 3D RPG, it was right at home playing it on the iPad as it would have been on the console. They did a really good job with the control scheme. The engine itself ran really well. I have an iPad 3, not the newest iPad, the one before it, and it wasn't choppy at all. I know there's support for iPad 2 and up. So if you have an iPad 1, you can't do it. If you have an iPod Touch 4, it won't work, or 3GS iPhone and below, it won't work, but it will run on any of the newer devices. Yeah, it's a great game. If you like action adventure RPGs, the Oblivion style, you're gonna love this game. There's voice acting, there's stealth, there's magic, there's long range content or combat rather. There's jump up melee combat where you can get right up and personal with people. There's mounts. You can get horses. You can even get a flying mount where you can fly around all of the game worlds as well. So they did a really good job. There's really not much I can say about it other than it is a little bit buggy, but none of the bugs are really kind of show-stopping. A quick reload, which took a few seconds, and I was back and trying to defeat the boss and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to the content updates. They added one with the latest patch, but unfortunately, since I beat the game and opened all of the chests, none of the stuff was there for me to get because I'd already opened all the chests. They promised they're going to fix that in a future update as well. So anyway, that's Ravensword Shadowlands. Definitely gets a 5 out of 5 by me. I don't have anything bad to say about the game. It is really, really decent. So check it out if you're into iOS RPGs.
Yeah, a little bit of bugs, but they can be forgiven because it's so ambitious and impressive, right?
Oh yeah, totally. So sounds like you're having a party over there, Jared.
Yeah, I do a monthly board game night, and it's tonight, and we ran a little bit long.
Oh, we're gonna have to end the show then. So let's do that. Good thing it is the actual end of the show, so we're not hurting the fans any by you leaving early, Jared.
Yep. So yeah, hopefully it'll be another great week, and we'll talk again next week, right?
For sure. Yeah, we'll definitely talk next week. I'm gonna turn you down and let everybody know. Basically, let us know what you think of the show. Head on over to vgpodcasts.com. You can check it out. Send us an email. Look at all the different shows. We do a bunch of shows where if you like iOS, if you like Nintendo, if you like the bonus stage, which is our weekly gaming show that we talk about all the consoles, all the handhelds, everything like that. Even talk about some of the geek culture kind of things. You can check that out. We also do a show called Full On Indie, which is all about independent game development and kind of the trials and tribulations about doing that. So yeah, if you're into any of that stuff, do check it out over at vgpodcasts.com. Also, just want to give another big shout out to the U of M Res Game Night, to all the people that are watching the live stream there as well. Hello and welcome. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Montana will let me know if you guys were throwing stuff at the screen. So if you do, that's okay. I understand. Head on over to VG Podcasts. Email us directly at vgpodcasts@gmail.com, or you can call our voicemail line, which is area code 505 VG Podcasts. So thanks again to everybody for showing up and coming into the live stream. We had a bunch of people in the chat room, which is really awesome to see. And we'll talk to you guys next week. So take it easy.
Bye.